Patch 12.1 is nearly here, and with it a bunch of new hunter pets that look really good and are quite unique for you to go and tame. I'm Silo with Zygor, and in this video we'll run through the top 10 of those pets coming in the patch. The first up is going to be a dire toad. We've seen toads in the past and one's very similar to this, however these do have unique effects on them. These are going to have this kind of poison outline on the outside of them, so if you have a unique theme or transmog on the go, then this might match perfectly, and they are going to retain that effect once they're tamed. Additionally, there will be some other beasts with the same effect in the area. There's going to be an Armani eagle and a boar that both have the same effect and will retain that once tamed. And you're going to find these pets on the Coiled Isle in the forum section, which is on the left side of the island. The next pet up is going to be a Serpent Hydra. This is going to be very similar to Hydras you've seen in the past, but it will have these kind of scales and the feathers and this kind of venom tail tip as well. So quite interesting. The one that we're going to point out in particular will be the red crimson one. And we're going to find this over in the Blistering Terrace, which will be north of Coiled Isle. However, if you're not too interested in the red color, there is going to be a green themed one, a purple themed one, and an orange themed one as well for you to pick up instead. Next up is going to be one of the newer pets added in Midnight, but with that poison effect we talked about earlier, and that is going to be a Capybara. This will be a rare spawn called Siltmouth, and we'll find this just in the kind of poisonous waters in front of the gate of the Eastern Fang, and once again it will retain the poison effect once tamed, so if you were looking for more Capybara pets, then this is a new one for you to add to your collection. The next pet for us to talk about is going to be the Spectral Cobra, and you're only going to be able to get this during a specific strike event that happens within the Vault of Ula'tek. The way strikes will work is they'll kind of rotate. They seem to be on a rotation of 3. So there'll only be 3 that it can rotate between currently on the PTR, but that might have just been a bug. Either way though, keep an eye on the active strikes until you see one called Overwhelming Venom. Once this event is active, there'll be these Spectral Cobras for you to tame, and you can get yourself one of these pets. The next pet up for you to tame is going to be a skunk, which will come under the rodent family, and there's actually going to be some older expansion ones of these that you can pick up too. There's going to be 2 that you'll find just around Hookah's Landing, which will be the main hub of the Coiled Isles. There's quite a few of these in the area, so you shouldn't have too much issue picking them up. And then there's also going to be 2 from the Emerald Dream. There was skunks back then, but there wasn't any tameable, and now those have been retroactively made tameable. If you want a red looking skunk, you can get that from the top side of the Emerald Dream, which is going to be the Scorching Chasm. On the left side of the Scorching Chasm, you'll find some of those there. Or alternatively, if you want the more brown coloured one, you'll find those on a floating platform south of the coast of Emerald Dream. The next pet up is going to be this Spectral Wasp, and this is only going to have one source, which is going to be on the kind of top-ish side of the Ring of Glory in the Coiled Isles. Behind the wall on the lower section near the water, there's going to be this Spectral Wasp that kind of flies up and down, and you can get your tame on that. The next pet on the list is going to be this new model, which is these Writhing Serpents, and I think these look really good. The idea is meant to be it's like multiple snakes kind of coiled together, and there's going to be a few different colors of these for you to tame, but the one I'm going to point out is the golden one, and you can find this at the Venom Rise area, but there will be some other Writhing Serpents around this area for you to tame as well. And across the general place, you'll be able to pick up a kind of greeny colored one, a red colored one, a purple one, and another one that's a bit more special we'll talk about later. And if you're after assistance finding more cool and unique hunter pets within World of Warcraft, then Zygor has you covered, because it has an entire dedicated section just to hunter pets to not only give you a list of pets to potentially go after, but it'll also give you a 3D model preview of the pet so you know what it looks like, and once you load the guide it'll give you a step-by-step on how to go and find it and tame it. So if that sounds useful to you, check it out in the link in the description below. The next pet to talk about will be the Skyfangs, and the one we're going to talk about in particular will be the green coloured one, because it's got more of like an undeath vibe to it, and you're going to pick this up from the Venom Rise area as well. But there will be 2 additional colours in this area for you to get as well, which will be kind of like a grey one with red feathers, and also one with kind of more like blue rainbowy feathers as well. And then there will be 2 additional colours for you to find across the isle as well, which will be a more of a pure red one, and also a kind of like golden, green, turquoisey one. There is also one I wanted to honorably mention, but I couldn't fully include it in the list, and that is going to be one of these kind of red colored ones, but has a saddle attached to it. And this comes from, or at least is meant to be tameable from one of the surge events that'll happen at the Blistering Terrace. And during phase 2, where you've got the kind of boss eligible to be killed, it'll jump off its mount, and the mount will still be flying around, but it'll now be attackable and also tameable. Valnados from Petopia has actually been able to tame this, but when I tried, I just could not find the specific spot I was meant to do this in. I tried various different locations and spots to try and get the perfect spot to be able to start the tame without it being interrupted, I just could not find the right spot. But somewhere in that area there should be a way to be able to tame this. So if you're looking for a more unique tame method and maybe a bit of a challenge, then this may be one to go after. There is two things to note though. During the first phase of the event, it won't be tameable because the kind of main guy will still be on it. And once you kill all the eggs, then it'll move into phase 2 and the guy will jump off his mount. But during that phase, you only have until the boss is killed to be able to tame it. So if there are a bunch of people trying to push the event and end it, you only have a small window to be able to get this done. So this is definitely going to be interesting to someone who's after more of a taming challenge, because this is going to be quite time sensitive and you're going to have to figure out the right spots to complete the tame. The next pet to talk about will be the Skyfiends, which are going to be chimeras with kind of 2 snake heads instead. And these have some pretty good colorings. There's going to be like a greeny colored one, a red colored one, a purple one, a kind of like pinkish one, and also a golden one. Every other pet on this list doesn't need you to be Beast Mastery to tame it, but unfortunately the Skyfiends will be a Beast Mastery only pet because they are exotic. So if you are after the matching combo, you will need to be playing Beast Mastery to pull that off. The one in particular I wanted to point out was going to be the green one and the purple one. The purple one in particular because that will match the new mount coming in the patch for the mythic raid. So if you're interested in having a pet and a matching mount, then that is the combo you want to go after. And you'll find the purple one just flying around the gate of the Eastern Fang. In terms of the green one, we're going to have to go inside the vault of Ula'tek, and you'll find it in kind of like the lower section around the big lake of poison. There should be some of these flying around that area, but quite a good looking pet. And if you're after the other color variants, then you'll find those across the island. The final pet to talk about is going to be the summoned Coiler. So this is going to be that Writhing Serpent we talked about earlier, but this is going to be a spectral version. And very similar to the Spectral Cobra that we talked about earlier, you are going to have to wait for a particular strike to be active, which will be Overwhelming Venom. And while that is active, there's going to be a bunch of these summoned coilers around the area, and it'll just be a simple case of going and taming them. That brings us to the end of our list of pets coming in 12.1, and I think there is a pretty good selection, definitely some standout pets coming in the patch for you to go and tame, but overall not too bad of a patch. Outside of that, look out for more 12.1 coverage and beyond on the channel. Thanks for watching guys, see ya!